M&M and a peanut M&M package.
you can like upload your picture of choice into the app,
I,
and it'll like and
I
crop it
don't.
if you want to put it in there,
You don't
I'll
or
do
have
we
to.
can
that
just look
later.
at it. And,
It's fine. We'll get it later. Let's take a
oh,
look
I
though.
like her.
Let's take a look in the Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Looks pretty cool.
I like the goggles, man.
Oh yeah,
All right.
and it doesn't say, but she's chewing bubble gum.
Okay. All right. Is everyone ready to begin? Is
As
anyone
ready
not
I'll
ready?
ever be.
Okay. Now, if you don't want to roll dice on the app or whatever, that's fine. If you, in fact, if you'd rather just switch over to like a paper character sheet or whatever and physical dice, that's cool. So we're playing a crew of salvagers working for the company with a capital C. This company doesn't have a name yet.
Company C.
Maybe, yeah, Company C. Maybe that's the name of the company.
Yeah,
It's Company
that's the name of the company.
C. Company C. The CEO founded Company A, went bankrupt, and then they started Company B and went bankrupt. And this he's like, I can't lose. Company C. Let's do it.
Third time's a charm.
There we go.
That's the company's slogan. Third time's the charm. All right. And you lot are when I flip over control of the scene, you guys can decide if you are longtime companions or if you guys have just sort of like drawn straws and ended up in the Marlowe together. But you've as a group accepted an assignment to head somewhere out there where Company C has gotten track of a wayward mining frigate whose I want to say like lease has expired and therefore like they have full rights to salvage at this point. And the way Company C runs things is they sort of let you guys either like lease to own or borrow, rent or whatever a frigate that's been outfitted for salvaging operations. And the way they do that is they remove the hyperspace engine from the frigate, so it's sort of hamstrung. You can only do like local space, and they use a retrofitted jump liner, which usually these jump liners are for like passengers, like they ferry passengers across the galaxy. This thing is actually retrofitted to carry a bunch of frigates in tow, and this Starliner will just sort of like make stops around the galaxy to where Company C has obtained the rights of salvage for property, and they will drop you off. You'll do the salvage, and then presumably Company C will come back and pick you up. So the four of you are coming out of cryo sleep. Um, your rented cryopods are slowly draining of that really thick goop that it fills up with. And it's like the biggest like snot booger is like coming out of your nose and your mouth and even your ears. And it's just slowly draining, and you are maybe distantly aware. Maybe the first thing you're aware of is how hungover and sick you feel. But the other thing, somewhere in the background, you're aware that the Starliner has slowly crawled down out of hyperspace and into real-time space. You hear like the familiar like grinding of the engine that you're connected to. And then you hear over the intercom, here's your stop, Marlowe. And then there's this sudden like jerk of the ship that you're in as the Starliner that you're attached to releases the Marlowe. And then you are on your own adrift in space. And the last thing I'll include is the Starliner doesn't even stop to ask if you're okay. Are you waking up all right? As ship systems nominal? And then there's this sudden like jolt on the ship as the Marlowe is sort of like spun about in the drift of the Starliner that just like takes back off into hyperspace without you. You're sort of spinning in the backwash. And I will open up the scene to you guys aboard the ship. Would anyone care to introduce the character first?
Sure. Tucker Finley here. Got some glasses. I'm the one of the scientists, mechanic. I'm charging, making sure to see if I could salvage whatever I can. I'm a skinny looking man with a pair of glasses. I got a big beer belly. Walking on out. Uh, I assume we go to a mess hall that we have one, like some kind of place to eat some food or get some coffee. Just walking out, scratching my beer belly, just looking around, asking, "Do we have any of that dehydrated eggs and bacon powder left over?" Then I
As a
say,
matter of fact, yes, there's an ample like cupboard of just that stuff. Just swipe your company C credit card, and they'll bill you upon return. They'll deduct it from your take.
"Fucking 23 credits. What the fuck is this?" All right, whatever. Just for goddamn dehydrated eggs and bacon. Sure, I toss it in the little box, and I assume it microwaves, puffs up like in Fifth Element.
Mhm.
Yep. And I just sit down and enjoy the dirtiest coffee I've probably ever drank, to go with some stale tasting eggs and bacon.
Now, Tucker, as you settle down to eat, let's see how your stomach has fared from cryo sickness. Can you give me a body save?
Body? Sure.
Mhm.
Roll. I got a 59.
That's a failure. Gain a point of stress as you are feeling particularly dehydrated and hungover from this jump. Very good. Okay, who's next?
I'll go. So you see my character come out of her pod. She puts on her glasses, very big bifocals, and she puts her hair into a bun, and she pulls out a stick of gum in her back pocket and starts chewing. And you see Sylvie come out and watch this Travis Tracker, right? Travis.
Tucker Finley.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tucker. So I see Tucker go to the kitchen. I'm like, oh, that's almost stark. And
Gonna get the eggs and bacon.
and Sylvie just goes along her way. I think she walks over to the comms and sees where we're
Mhm.
at. That's probably the first thing she'll do.
Okay. Can you make a body save for me, Sylvie?
Oh, sure, I'll probably fail.
Why is that, Sylvie?
I failed, 75.
Okay, point of stress. It's a bad hangover. Before we move on to the next character, I'll point out on the map the diagram view of the ship. The cryo bay is the number 5, and then you guys would have to sort of like slip along through room number 4, which is cargo container space. Cargo container space is basically like a big sleeve that is meant to hold like the same kind of shipment crates that we use here on Earth. And what you would do is in 0G just sort of like slip along a ladder, sort of along these things, and then work your way down. Do you see like the sequence of rooms? They're labeled 2. 2
Where
is
are
where
we
you have
looking?
all the living quarters stuff on the app, on the map tab.
I just found it a second ago. Yeah, I realized that you were referring to a map that we
Sorry, I
Yeah,
should have
under
listed this.
sessions, it's
Oh, view map. I see it. Okay.
Yep. So you guys wake up in room number 5. You just slide along the 0G ladder in room number 4, and then work your way down the 7 small decks that contain life support systems, the living, the workspace, galley, and communal bathing facilities. Sylvia, it sounds like you continue on to room number 3, which is the command module, which has piloting, comms, etc.
Sure. Apparently, this chick has a command skill, so
Whoa,
yeah,
Commander Sylvie.
I guess so.
Guess you just got promoted to captain.
That's me.
The
Hi,
only
guys.
the only discrepancy on this diagram would be that like black cylinder on the top of the cargo thing, which has like the X with the line through it.
yeah.
that would be where the hyperspace module would go, but Company C says you guys aren't worth that, and it has been replaced by a laser cutting hardpoint. So you guys have this big industrial cutter for slicing up ships and whatnot.
Got it.
All right, with that out of the way, who's our next character to stumble out of the cryo goop?
I'll be happy to go ahead. Okay, so my guy is Dr. Kerry Smiley. He is extremely like straight-laced, no nonsense, quiet, mild-mannered, conservative, normcore looking dude. He of course has glasses. I'm guessing that's how you know we're scientists. We got the glasses. He's kind of got neat hair. Probably like most of everything you've heard him say over the time that you've known him has been along the lines of like, sure, okay, that sounds all right. Thanks. Let's take a look at that data. You know, things like that. Like that's pretty much, if you get the sense that if you wanted to know anything more about this guy's inner life or opinions or anything, you would need to like marry him or something.
Okay.
So he's just, yeah, that's Dr. Smiley.
And a few words.
He's a professional blank slate.
But he loves to smile.
You've actually never seen him smile.
That's hilarious.
You know, Dr. Smiley, I don't understand your name. Never worked.
The closest you've ever heard him come to telling a joke is him being like, you know, people often say that given my surname that I should smile a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, I don't actually smile that often, as you may see.
Yeah.
Guy is like the
He smiles when he
personification
gives the
of
bill.
Maybe we're having this conversation because I'm probably going up to the command module with you, Sylvie. So I'm just like, Dr. Berlin, you know, people say about my name.
Please don't call me Dr. Berlin. You can call me Captain.
Oh, my apologies.
She got promoted.
Were you promoted to
I got
captain?
promoted, y'all.
Forgive me. I didn't know, Captain. Okay.
It's okay. Next time you just call me Captain and I'll be happy.
Sure.
awesome.
See, don't smile. Okay.
All right, Smiley, how good is your
Oh yeah,
poker
he's not
face?
really smiling. That's me. Sorry.
Let's make a body save,
Oh yes.
Dr. Smiley. See how well you can.
This is not going to go well. He is not a physically strong guy. Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay, so maybe he's extra.
Stress.
This guy is like the personification of bran flakes. It sounds like.
He loves bran flakes. That's
If
like
bran
all
flakes
he
was
ever
a
eats.
person. Yeah, it's Dr. Smiley.
Yeah, he was gonna have some eggs and bacon, dehydrated eggs and bacon. He's like, it's a little extravagant, in my view, for a typical.
It's not worth it.
Maybe this weekend. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool. All right, and last but not least, Mr. Madigan, right?
Yeah, Bolden Madigan. An enigma of the group. Athletic build, not overly muscular, but kind of looks wiry. You know, like a rubber band that's been stretched too tight. It's ready to snap. He is a last-minute shoe-in for an unexpected death of a fourth scientist that was supposed to be on this ship. You can notice out of his pod, he has a series of barcodes etched into the back of his neck and is currently rocking back and forth in the closest corner he can find. If you were to find his file, you would see that he suffers from astrophobia or agoraphobia.
This is perfect for you.
Is this like confronting your fears, Bolden?
In a way, yes, but not necessarily willingly. You know,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
he's somewhat owned by the company.
Terrible. All right, Bolden huddling in the cryo chamber. How's your body save?
I bet he passes.
Yeah.
Of all the four of us.
This is Bolden on like an uptick.
Can I roll on the app?
You can roll on the app, or you can roll dice at your desk or table or whatever. I
All
don't
right,
care.
let me do it on the app. How do I? So I set a just hit dice or
I believe if you click on your body save score on your your character sheet, it'll prompt you to roll.
it just brings up something to change it here by clicking on it.
Well, there's also a roll tab as well, and then you click save. You select
Save.
which save you want to
Body roll.
Yeah.
35 failure.
Oh, you were so close.
Yeah, very close. Yeah. Okay. Well, that explains the fetal position. I hope you enjoy floating with all the loose cryo goop, as there is no gravity in this on this ship.
Oh, we're just floating.
You're just floating. Yeah.
Oh, those eggs are gonna go everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I
How do you-
scarfed down.
How do you eat eggs in zero gravity? They're in a bag. They gotta be in a bag.
Ew.
I imagine they come in a bag and that you just kind of squeeze it out through a
Ugh.
tip.
You guys remember when space food was all the rage?
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
paying
Tang. Yeah.
big bucks for space food, man. Dehydrated
It was
garbage.
disgusting.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take a second and decide. So you guys are not at least Bolden is not a long-standing crew member of the Marlowe, is he? He's a recent addition.
Yeah, that poor person who died, they just left. They just went into space.
It was Carl.
It was
he
an
had
accident.
a name.
Carl was an asset that was not very good.
He died in the slumber.
He died in the what?
He died of waking up in the cryo tube.
Oh,
Ooh, he didn't wake
You
up.
you weren't there for that?
no,
We
I
all
think
watched it.
I didn't like Carl. This guy, and I'm pointing at Bolden. He looks good. I like him. I think he's gonna do well. Yeah.
I was your best man at your wedding.
I'm not married.
Oh wait, whose wedding did I go to?
All right. Okay. Okay. So Dr. Smiley and Captain Sylvie, you're on the command deck, which is slowly defrosting in real time. As you guys come into it, yeah. The vents are kicking into overtime to suck up all the moisture that just seems to accumulate in the chamber. And yeah, as you get sensation in your fingers.
I'm actually cold. This is not on purpose. It's actually very cold. My house is cold.
There is indeed a transponder signal out on far distant range of your ship sensors.
You gonna get that? No. Oh.
Are you addressing
Our
Captain?
captain should do that.
I guess I'll do it. I push the button.
Okay. In contact range, you see the call sign for the ship that you're looking for, the Faust Labellus Delta.
That's our words.
Faust Labellus. The FLD mining frigate, which has been lost for a long enough duration that its cargo is now up for grabs, basically by space law, by company law.
Company C.
Company C law, yeah. It's a otherwise nondescript mining frigate, so about the same size as your ship. However, where you have just a moderate amount of cargo space, the FLD is beleaguered with retrofitted cargo containers. It's basically a flying box, right? However, if someone would give me I'm trying to lean into ship rules here, which we haven't really used in my experience. But go ahead and give me a systems roll for this ship. The Marlowe has a ship's system score of session
20, looks like
20. 20.
So
And if
plus
you guys,
20.
No,
Whoa.
like the stat for systems on the Marlowe is 20. So whoever's going to do the scan
Oh,
of the FLD is going to target 20. However, if you have an applicable skill on your character, it would
got
apply
it.
here.
Well, my skills include command, computers, firearms, and military training.
I don't think I got anything.
So, anybody else got something interesting?
Bolden has industrial equipment. I'm not sure if that'll apply, but
I
Hmm.
imagine industrial equipment is going to be essential when it comes time to carve up a ship with.
Oh yeah, you're good. I like Bolden. I'm liking him more and more. You know, he's better than Carl. Carl is useless.
I was a good man.
Carl's dead.
That's why I said it was. That's horrible.
Well, Company C didn't need him anymore.
Sounds like a politician.
Doctor,
Yes, Captain.
are you able to do this?
Certainly, I'd be glad to.
Okay.
I've got computers, so I'll add 10, I guess, to that.
Yeah.
So gunning for 26. That's a pass.
You did it.
Yeah. Perfect.
Woo!
Okay. Here's what's weird about
to help.
the Faust Labialis Delta. It's already been broken into pieces. You see not one, not two, but actually three sections of its chassis just sort of like floating in like proximity to each other. Any one of you with like a measure of combat experience might recognize like the sure signs of like artillery, like missile damage kind of a thing. This thing has been smashed to pieces.
Aren't you trained in combat, Captain?
Firearms, but yeah. Oh, look at that. It looks like somebody shot it multiple times.
And as a matter of fact, there is another frigate, again similar size to yours, with no transponder signal, sort of adrift in the wreckage. You're not alone. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, so we got here before us?
Can I
it
try
seems so.
contacting them somehow? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
I realized that was a question for me.
Yeah. If that's okay
yeah.
with the crew.
You do whatever you think is right, Captain. We follow
No.
you.
You know, I like you, Tucker.
I have to believe Tucker brought his eggs like into the command module and he's like eating over
No,
it
I
slowly.
put those up. It's the bacon. I actually get to enjoy that.
Chewing that
All right.
bacon. It's very chewy.
Yeah, you can try to hail them. Let's see. Just double checking it doesn't require a roll.
Hey!
It doesn't because you found them already.
Okay.
But they specifically, when I say they don't answer, it's the equivalent of like the phone is ringing and they pick up the line and like hang it up right away.
Oh, that was rude.
They ignore you, not don't answer you. Does that make sense?
Or Sylvie Berlin.
Yeah.
Ah.
What do we do, Captain?
I don't know. What do you guys think? What if they were the ones that might have destroyed that one ship that we're looking for that I forgot the name of?
Should we
FLD.
destroy their ship then?
With what? We're
I don't
a
know.
mining ship.
You have a laser cannon on your ship.
Oh, we have a laser cannon? Oh,
Yeah,
with our
it's-
laser cannon, guys.
The laser's right there. I just installed it last week.
Oh, you know, that's probably why I didn't remember. Last week, we were in hypersleep last week.
I wake up, okay? I get bad dreams.
You're impressive.
don't know the situation that they're in or that we're in. They're not transponding on proper frequency, so we can't tell who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any systems active, or is it a dead ship?
Ooh, is there a way to figure that one out?
Well,
You're
if
the
it's a dead ship-
scientist.
Hey, I thought if it was like a dead ship, why would they hang up? Like, why would they pick up and hang up? I thought that's what it was, right, Captain?
It felt like that. They were very rude.
Maybe you're just role playing, Tucker. But to be clear, there's two ships out there. There's the Faust Labialis Delta, which are there to mine or harvest. It's been sliced up, and then there's another ship hidden in amongst it.
Were we,
Which is not
Matt,
answering.
were we told that this ship was sliced up or destroyed? It was an
Nope.
intact ship that we're looking for. That's what we
Missing.
were told.
Yep, it's been missing long. No, well, yeah, it's been adrift long enough that now it's like
No. Yeah,
Vegas.
yeah. It's like the ship seems to be that we could be able to salvage is like the pieces of parts that scattered into 3 different parts. It's the other ship that I thought we tried to contact,
Yeah,
but they picked up and then hung up. If
They
I
did
remember
not,
that
yeah.
correctly.
That's
Yep,
correct.
and they're also flying like dark, stealthy.
Yeah,
is the
there
other
you go.
point. Yep. Now,
So-
just to help you guys take further stock, you guys are armed with a laser cannon. It's designed for carving up salvage, but it is a weapon. It's actually a pretty good weapon. You guys also have in one of your cargo spaces on the ship has been like retrofitted into a hangar, and you guys are equipped with a utility pod, which is a 2-person little dinghy, basically, which is also, it has 2 robotic arms and a laser cutter on there.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to. I'm
Oh.
not steering you guys, but I picture this is basically Sunder's. Bolden's jam and jelly right there. Is he hops in there and does the carbon up while you
why
guys
I hired you.
probably assess what's valuable. That's how I picture it.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea. If anything, how about if they're not going to respond,
Mhm.
if they're like busy inside the ship or like already in the other ship that we're trying to salvage, maybe they're in there doing that right now. They got like 1 person on their ship. Maybe we just go up to their ship and I don't know, we like saw their engines or something, so that way they'll leave them dead adrift to space.
Oh, wow.
Do we,
I like it.
as a company ship, do we have a writ or some sort of thing that says that we have claim to the salvage?
You absolutely do. Company C has like across whatever passes for the internet has like they've identified the FLD that they found it. The scouts found it. They've identified it's been adrift long enough, and then they've like purchased the license to salvage it, basically.
That second ship, it's in viewable distance. We can actually see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've identified it's a frigate of same size as yours.
Does it have any interesting markings on the side of it?
That would take another systems check.
Ooh.
May I
you got it,
examine
right?
it more closely? I'd be okay.
With advantage. because
Allow
you've
me to
already got,
take
like,
a
beat on
closer
it.
look, Captain.
You got a
Okay.
beat on it.
Oh, well, I'll be damned. Yeah, that's a 5. It looks like I've got some more information here.
Yeah, so all of a sudden the other ship pulls up like on your screens or whatever, what have you.
Yeah,
it
I did that.
identifies its yep. It identifies itself as the spray painted on the hull. It says greed and loyalty. Where exactly where yours says like the Marlowe. It's otherwise completely missing any sort of like signifiers like allegiances or anything like that. You can see it has some autocannons retrofitted onto its hull. It is a poor man's pirate ship, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get thinking. I was like, I think it might be salvagers or
100%. It is a raider vessel. Yeah.
raiders. That's what the word I was thinking of. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of
They're
size,
yeah.
sorry, to be more specific, it's a class 1 vessel where you're a class 2 vessel. So you guys kind of have like
Ooh.
muscle on it.
Oh, we
Although
can beat
it is, yeah, it's you guys might be able to like bully it, but it is retrofitted for combat where you're just sort of like we could use this laser cutter to fight, even though we'd have to like overrule like all the safety protocols, you know.
Well, they have
Does that
laser
make sense?
cannons.
What
We
if the
are
Oh, Gart.
we are 3 scientists and a nobody in a class 2 salvager with non-transponding size 1 frigate hiding in wreckage that we have merit to. I say we get on the horn, we contact the actual Marines, and have some freaking help get here before we make a stupid ass mistake and end up getting spaced.
How long would that take?
Months. If like you, it would probably.
That's what I was
Yeah.
afraid of.
Let me look up the actual term for it. The
Space months.
space months. The jump liner, it's called, that dropped you off is due to come back in like 4d10 days, and that would probably be like the closest to any like help.
Mr. Madigan, I love that idea, but I don't think that's going to work for a while. So I think we're going to have to do something different. And
What's
that's
the,
our stuff. I want that stuff.
What's the like the legal aspects of like in this situation? Like if we
Yeah.
tell the like we feel like we could be threatened, like shot down by them, or AKA spaced, right? Could in this situation, because we have the right to this freight, like we have the right to this mining ship, right?
Yep.
Because we have the permit. But these are clearly pirates going under the radar. Like if we just shot them, what would be the legal repercussions of that?
Absolutely none. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Wild West out here.
Yeah,
A
100%.
related
Yep.
question. Is there, as far as we know, does Company C have like an official protocol? Like if you encounter pirates, I imagine somewhere there's like a manual that's like, if you see pirates, do this.
It's something along the lines of like, if you see pirates, make sure you have like the tactical advantage, in which case Company C supports you. If the after battle report, and you lost, and Company C like determines that you like, oh, you guys should not have taken this fight because like that's what their like insurance lawyers figured out. You guys are fucked, right? Like if you survive the battle and and they were like, oh, you shouldn't have been there, then you guys are billed for like the whole battle, right? Like you owe them.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
What
But if you're winners, then you get like promoted.
we're good.
Yeah.
is it just empty void around us, or are there planetary bodies, or
That's a good question.
There is a planet, like a moon. What do you call it's like, it could be like an asteroid, it could be a moon, it's somewhere in there. Some really
That's no moon. It's a space station.
Right. There is something kind of like out there, but it's not you're for the purposes of a fight, as you're sizing it up, you guys would be in empty space.
All right. No solar bodies to hide in. Well,
Have they moved at all?
Not in. So the thing you're gonna find about ship combat and Mothership is that it's more like submarine battles, where like you'll shoot a shot and you'll wait hours to see like if you actually hit. So at this
are we transponding right now?
By default, yes. I would let you guys retroactively, like by like law, you should be transponding. So unless you guys had like a reason not to be, then we can retroactively say that no, you're not transponding. But by default,
would hiding from pirates legally? I'm asking partly legal and protocol questions because I'm sure that's exactly what Dr. Smiley would care about in this situation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, would we? I imagine that like pirates are around would be a legally defensible reason to turn your transponder off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I think
I'm not looking.
if I might interject, everyone, I'd like to suggest that if we are within rights to press our advantage here, if we're able to do so, and maybe to that end, we should stop transponding.
Oh, the finger off the button.
You had to hold it down the whole time to keep the transponder going.
My bad.
Someone was like sitting on the button.
Tucker family shot across the room. It's all like, we still killed their engines or what?
Tucker's got
What's
the
the
laser
plan
cannon,
here?
like,
Three
warmed up.
scientists and a nobody. Are we gonna attack these guys or what?
Well, they haven't done anything to us yet. They haven't said anything. It could be an empty vessel, but probably isn't. Um,
Well, hold on now. If
ooh,
it like we just tried to get a hold of them and they hung up, someone had to have been there to hang up, right?
but what if it's only
We
one
don't know that for
person?
sure.
So the other thing to keep in mind, firing range is determined in things like days. So there's 3 range bands for ships. There's detection range, which is like months apart, firing range, which is days apart, and contact range, which is where you're at, which
Oh, we're
is
in contact
hours
range.
apart. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I need to retcon a little bit. Was the actual exchange was you sent a message to this pirate ship, and then like by the time Travis finished his bacon, you realize that they like deflected, they declined the wave.
So nothing responded.
If they were going to answer, it would have
Like
gone out
it
kind of
didn't
thing.
answer.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
nothing happened. So we don't
Got it.
know if there is somebody on that ship.
But
Got it.
there was no, but someone, whoever pointed out, is right to say that there was a conscious effort to ignore your hail.
So
That
there
much
was,
you know.
Okay,
Right.
so there was some sort of.
Yeah.
No,
I'm doing
we
a
don't
poor.
think
I should be stressing that, like, you send a message out and then you're waiting like 15 minutes or something like that to see how it plays out. And combat will be just the same. When you guys like shoot your shot, if you do, you're waiting to see how it lands, even though we're going to be playing it out like tabletop RPG combat. That makes
So
sense?
we effectively sent out basically a sonar ping.
Yes.
And so we're lit up like a fucking Christmas tree now because
Yes.
we sent
Yep.
out the ping. They
The
know we're here.
There's no stealth at this point.
Oh,
Got it.
You know they're
Yeah.
there. They know you're there. Because you kind of caught them with their pants down, effectively. Like they were flying dark, but they weren't like whatever.
Well, they're
But then
good.
you
The
guys did
surprise.
hail them, so everyone's aware who's here. But you guys do have time to like discuss a strategy, assuming they haven't like already shot their shot.
And since
So-
our transponder was on, we can't spoof them and try to pretend like we're something we're not.
mhm. Oops, my bad. Again,
Well,
this
there
is
could
when
be
we.
no reason for you to do that by default. Maybe after this salvage, you will. Like there could be pirates when they land. Yeah.
In the ship combat, can you target specific systems?
That would be a very lucky hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'd have to like get close pretty much to kind of like if you wanted to go for something like their cannons, right?
So go ahead,
I'll
Matt.
describe it. So like ships don't have like hit points. They just take like a scale of what's called mega damage, which is a chart from like 1 to 9 plus. 9 plus is abandoned ship. The ship's going to explode in a couple minutes. But every time you take mega damage, the number of mega damage you take is another like hazard. Like the ship catches fire or life support shuts off and stuff like that, and it just sort of accumulates and builds up. Dead in the water is 8 damage, 8 mega damage. You guys do D5 mega damage with your laser cannon.
Okay.
D5, so a 5 is a hull breach. So a really good hit from your laser just like punctures the ship like wide open.
What do you
Does that
think,
help?
Captain?
Well, they don't belong here, so I think they should just go. And who knows? They could have blow that thing we were looking up.
The other
wait,
thing
what?
you guys would be aware of, sorry not to interrupt, you
No,
guys
it's-
do D5 mega damage because of your ship class. They do 1 mega damage on a hit.
So we can take them.
If
say we
you guys
do
can
it.
hit them, you absolutely have you got the weight in this fight.
I mean, they haven't responded, and they clearly should have.
Are they like connected or something like that to the other ship?
No, they're
Nope.
just like floating
There's
there.
the drift.
Should we try and contact them one more time? Just to say like, hey, if you don't respond, we might open fire.
What does the protocol say, Dr. Smiley?
I'm not entirely clear on that point, but I would not recommend trying to contact them again. I don't think it's likely that these pirates are going to let us leave. This may be, in my opinion, one of those scenarios where the best defense, as they say sometimes, is a good offense.
All right, let's shoot him down.
All right.
All right.
So we're going to go into ship-to-ship combat proper. And bear with me, I've never done this with Mothership before, and I've been wanting to for a while. So
You're welcome.
yeah, thank you. Ship-to-ship combat assumes each ship and its crew are doing everything they can to win the confrontation. This assumes each ship and its crew is taking evasive maneuvers, firing their best targets, and generally making sound tactical decisions. Your job is to discuss with the rest of the crew and decide when to fight, when to flee, and when to negotiate or surrender. So we're very much summarizing a battle, which should take place in like one turn only to see how it plays out. The first step is the movement phase, where you can decide to either evade, like run away from the ship, or pursue it. At contact range, it costs 3 fuel to do this. It's sort of a gamble. If you decide to gamble the fuel and sort of like run up on their ship, and they don't try to evade with the same amount of fuel cost, you guys will get an advantage on your combat roll. So this is sort of a gamble, if that makes sense. And then we just go into rolling a battle check for the Marlowe, which I believe is a 21, unless you have a skill to boost it.
Well, I was thinking that because I have a command skill, that I could help with the command of all the other people on the ship to say, like, you go here, Doctor, you go here, Bolden, you
Absolutely.
do this, Tucker.
Nice.
And then I'll sit here and command.
I think your command skill would apply to like the battle roll.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it would be a plus 20.
Oh yeah. So now you have
Here's-
at a 21 on the Marlowe.
Here's
Oh,
to
sorry,
hoping we
a 40.
don't blow the ship up and blow up our mark.
Well, it's kind of far away, I hope.
Is there any risk to that if we whiff it, that we'll hit the ship we're trying to salvage?
Well, it's already in
Maybe.
3 pieces, so if there's more pieces, it'll be fine.
It would
No.
could be a
Actually,
critical failure might ricochet onto the LFD
What,
The
they can
FLB.
ricochet?
Okay.
because you guys are shooting like a precise laser, right?
Yeah. It's
Like
cool.
a macro-sized laser cutter. Okay, so the first question, if you're attempting to pursue, you can spend any amount of fuel you want. Each side reveals their choice and makes a thrusters check. Whoever spent more fuel gets advantage.
Mhm.
And it costs at least.
How much fuel do we have?
You have
We have-
should be full with
We got 12 fuel.
yes, but you have.
Oh, there it is. I couldn't find it. You found it before me.
Oh, never mind. That's a different ship. Yeah, you have 12 fuel, so you can gamble as much as you want. You should actually take it down to 11 fuel if you could,
If we
Yeah.
do it, I see.
because you needed to spend a
I
fuel
don't
just to
think we
come
can
on.
change it.
Okay, I think I can change it as.
Where's the fuel at?
You have to click on the ship in the
Yeah,
Oh,
did
there it is.
Did it
Yeah.
update to
it did
11?
not.
Okay, so you have 11 fuel out of 12 because
Okay.
you had to spend
Okay.
some just to leave the port. But effectively, you spend 1 point of fuel every month adrift in space. So, rationing wise, you are probably looking at maybe 2 fuel just waiting for the jump liner to come and pick you up. At most.
All right, we doing this right, Captain?
Yeah,
Going
let's do
all
it.
full speed ahead?
How much is full speed ahead?
I don't know.
You can spend, because you're pursuing, you can spend any amount of fuel that you want.
Let's see.
Because the raider ship will be evading, they have to spend at least 3 fuel if they're going to do it.
Oh, so it does it's not. I'm a little confused. So we have
We
to
need to.
we need to spend how much to beat them? Because you said it's like a gamble because we don't know what they're
Yep.
doing.
Yep. And if they are going to evade, they're going to spend at least 3 fuel.
Okay, so we should also spend at least 3 fuel, is what
But
you're saying.
we need at least 2, right, for meeting up with the freighter ship or whatever that's going to pick us up.
Yeah, because
Because
you're gonna be adrift here for like a month or
Okay.
two.
So we're at
yeah.
11.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So we
And
need to
every
think
month,
about
every
that.
month
We
you're in
need at
space, you
least
spend
2.
1 fuel.
Shit.
Do
So that takes you down to 11 minus 2 is you have 9 fuel to
9.
play with.
Play with.
work.
Does
Yeah.
the salvage pod, the 2-person salvage pod, have its own fuel capacity? Or does
Yes.
it have to siphon from? Okay.
Yeah, it works off the Marlow, but it stays close to the Marlow.
All right. So
I say at least 3 or 4.
just go 3.
Mhm.
Captain, let's do just 3.
All
That's the
right.
minimum. If they rush off and run away, you know what? Maybe we just let them run
And we
away.
scared them.
Yeah.
How does quick question? How does the life support systems work on ships? Is that explained?
Can you be more specific?
In the sense that are there calculable reserves, or is it just assumed that like the air scrubbers and everything just work? How does maneuvering work? Do you have to spend fuel? Can you use air burst or anything like that for short maneuvers?
Ooh.
So the way combat is abstracted, it assumes that you're doing all of that in this turn right now. Do you guys ever watch like The Expanse or read the Expanse
Yeah.
books where ships basically like fly into like maneuvering stuff and it takes like hours to resolve? So the abstract of you spending 3 fuel represents you guys like rushing in there and like doing like a tactical like positioning and all that. Like, and the raider ship is going to also be moving, so you're moving like counter to that. It's all being folded into spending 3 fuel.
Yeah, it's Newtonian physics. So well, technically, if it worked that way and you didn't calculate it, you spend 3 fuel, but then you have to spend somewhere where upwards of like 8 fuel in order to maneuver and slow yourself down, or you just travel forever. But
Nope,
you're not calculating that into it, so it's just 3 fuel and you're done.
3 fuel and you're done.
Cool.
Life support is always working. You guys always have oxygen until you take mega damage or whatever to lose your life support. And in that case, then you have a limited air supply, which is a number of you roll to see how much air is like left in the cabin, and then you guys are then you guys are spending air on your turns. But as long as your life support is active, which it is, you have infinity air, and you don't need to worry about spending that. That's the 1 fuel per month is covering the life support of that.
Got it. I guess I'll man the laser cutter then, since we're doing this.
You got
Very
this.
good. All right. That is so Bolden like floats his way like across the ship. I picture this is a very frantic, like you're like shooting across the ladder, right? Like you're grabbing into it, like flying, yeah, to the laser turret. It is a turret on your ship.
Cool.
Sylvie, when you like kick in like the afterburners or whatever, the maneuvering thrusters for your ship, the raider ship responds in kind, and they also spend 3 fuel, so it's a wash. You guys are dancing around the wreckage, positioning for the right moment of fire, basically.
There's clearly somebody on that ship.
Exactly, yeah. So now we go to the attack phase. So it's no one gets advantage because you guys spent the same amount of fuel. At the end of the movement phase, all ships within firing range or closer choose a target and make a battle check. I believe that's Bolden to make the battle check.
Oh, I've always wanted to say this. Fire the lasers!
I guess you said it. I have to be extremely lucky, and we're talking about distance, so it's not like I could probably see their auto cannons and aim for that. I'm just going to kind of aim in the direction of whatever happens based on roll.
Yeah, based on the roll. 2 mega damage is weapons offline. So if you succeed and do 2 points of damage, then that's exactly what Bolden has done. I think this is, we're kind of flipping it. We're rolling to see what your character has done, to summarize what your character's done.
Right. So make a combat roll then. Huh?
And
Yeah,
I should give you plus 20 because I'm commanding.
correct. And the Marlowe has a combat score of 21 for battle. So we're looking at 41.
Do you have
Is there a
something
way?
extra, Bolden, in your
Yeah.
like?
I have a plus 10 to industrial equipment. So
Oh, would that
Could
work,
I?
Matt?
Well, I think the plus
Yeah.
20 is gonna cover it.
Okay, I wasn't sure
Okay.
if it stacks.
Yeah.
I want to win.
So go ahead and click on, I think the dice button is gonna serve you best, and it says D100, and you're rolling against 41.
68.
That's
Ugh.
failure. Ship takes 1 mega damage in addition to any mega damage the enemy deals.
Now, does
so
the
how
app
well-
automatically add all the bonuses?
No, we had that in our heads. So, however, the raiders do poorly as well. When you fail a battle check, both ships are going to take 1 mega damage. So now both ships sort of like slide around the wreckage of the FLD, and the raider ship like sprays auto cannon fire, like bullets, like giant bullets, like across space, and your laser cannon like shoots through the arc of fire, and you guys shoot each other pretty much in the fuel tanks,
Oh no!
and you're both leaking
Ooh.
fuel. Now, when both of you spend fuel, you spend 1 more.
Is there anything like that I could do? I have a mechanical and repair. Is there anything I could do with that leakage to somewhat stop that?
Yeah, you could run to like the fuel thing and try to, and I would think with like a good like mechanical roll,
Okay.
alleviate the fuel leak for the turn.
Tucker, fix
Okay.
that now!
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I
your
said
ship
now!
does the Star Trek rocking, right?
So,
Sparks
what do I
flying
roll?
out of consoles. The Marlowe is now leaking space gas across the stars, or the space between them. And we go to the next round. I don't know how. Can I record and mega damage? Yeah.
We can't control the ship stuff.
I don't think I can either.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting less impressed with this app as we play.
Well, we have the good old pen and paper.
I know.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's also just good for like the character sheets and like the stats so we can be able to see it. You know what I mean?
That's
Not
true.
perfect,
Yeah.
but
All right, add mega damage. You guys took an emergency fuel leak hit.
Ah,
Okay,
shit!
so now top of the order. You guys decide, are you gonna evade or pursue this time? If you evade, it's at least 3 fuel, but you are like you're leaving the space now. Or if you're pursuing them, then it's
well, what does it look like that they're doing at this time?
they're pursuing you guys.
They're pursuing. Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta push.
I wasn't sure if they were leaving. They were like, "Uh-oh."
No. This raider ship's got moxie, man. You've sort of like rattled a.
Let's knock this moxie down.
All right. So how much fuel are you gonna gamble? I'm gonna check for them.
Well, if we do, how much do we have now? We used
We
3.
used 3. We had 11 to start,
So now we're
so
at
that's
8.
4, and then we need at least 2.
Lost another one.
Yeah. Well,
Nope.
I wanted to see if I could repair that fuel leak.
Wait.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
by rights, you had 11. You spent 3, so that puts you at 9 fuel, right?
8.
No, 8.
8.
Sorry, I can do
Yeah.
math. You have
So
8
that
fuel.
leaves us with 2, or that leaves us with 6. That's
Oh.
like subtracting 2 for the return trip back.
Mhm.
So
Is with the leak though, does the 3 fuel become 6 fuel loss or just 1 extra on top of all of that?
1 extra. So if you guys decided to burn another 3 this
It would be
turn,
4.
It'll be 4. Yeah, unless
Okay, gotcha.
so Tucker's flying down to the engines, which actually Tucker would require you to don an EVA suit.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So
and
what?
do like a spacesuit, and now which is there's definitely 4 of them on the Marlowe, and you are moving towards the exterior, and you can only access the engine outside the ship.
Oh, that's fun.
Shit!
So you're spacewalking in a battle. Yeah.
We're not doing this in combat. Where is it?
Would have Travis have known that beforehand?
But that's
I would
just
have known that beforehand.
yes, but my question to him would be, would you know it any other way? Like that's just a fact of life, right?
Oh, is there anything else I could do? Kind of.
No,
Right?
no, you're on the right track. It's just you have to make peace with the fact that you have to. And I would think for Travis, it's like whatever, right? I'm not expecting Travis to be intimidated by the fact that he's found a spacesuit and
he's
get out there.
he's got this.
Yeah, he's done it before.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
Now Carl died.
You know, it's nice that you're putting on Carl's spacesuit. I think he would like this.
This is his name tag's right here.
There it
Tucker.
is.
I keep saying Travis. I mean Tucker. All right,
I
Tucker.
know,
Give me an intellect roll. Jury or engineering would apply to sort of
So
slap
I
some
have a
flex
plus-
seal on the fuel line.
so I have a plus 20 to that.
Ooh.
So
Exactly,
I just
yep.
roll it.
Yep. Intellect plus 20.
Engineering. I got a 27. Success.
Yay.
You will not spend extra fuel this turn.
Oh.
Woo!
So
I'm
they're
like
going
swinging
to have
around.
so they have to take at least 4, don't they?
Yeah.
Or they're going to use 4.
If they're going to
fuel.
try to evade you, it would be at
Yeah.
least 4. Yeah.
They have to, but that doesn't necessarily mean like we could still do 3 and we could still tie him.
Can we figure out how big their fuel tank is? Like, they look smaller, right?
Yeah,
So
they must-
probably
it must
Nothing
be a-
like yours.
Yeah,
Nothing like yours,
it must be smaller.
Mhm.
So we could just outmaneuver them and then just burp and blow them apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say do another 3. That's my now that Tucker
We
the
can't do-
man, you know, you're just so good at your job, Tucker. You
We can't-
deserve something awesome.
We can't do too many maneuvers. We can do probably one more, but after that, Kev, I don't think that's a smart idea.
Well, we're gonna do another one.
All right. So 8 minus 3 leaves it with 5 fuel left. The Raiders don't spend any.
Ooh.
They just sort of keep like Tokyo drifting where they are through the sky.
Oh, well,
right?
then we're gonna get them.
Yeah. So now, Bolden, for your second laser shot, you'll have advantage.
All right, Bolden. No pressure.
D100 again.
D100. What was the number we're looking for? It is 21 by default, and I think you add 20 with your command. So you're looking for
And then another
41 or
10?
lower. You just take the best. So
Oh, okay.
41 or better with advantage.
74.
With advantage.
So you roll twice and take the better number.
Okay. I'm getting some really high numbers here.
Yeah.
41.
That's a hit.
That's perfect.
That's a hit.
Oh, I love you way more than Carl.
Nice.
Okay, you guys should have taken 1 point of stress for the failed roll last turn, just before I forget. And then go ahead and roll a d5 for me, Bolton, to see where you hit him.
5.
4.
4.
Ooh.
So plus the one they've already
Ooh.
taken, a hull breach. All aboard make a body save or take 1 wound explosion. Critical failure sucked into space.
Well, let's have them. I want to see all those people just go into space right now.
Look
Yeah,
at me, I'm
so-
mining bodies.
So what you guys Sylvie's got her binoculars out the viewing panel, and that's exactly right. So the ships are like circling around each other around this wreckage, and at just the right moment, Bolden, you fire like the laser and thread the needle through the wreckage of the frigate that you're both here to mine, and it rakes across like the carapace of this raider ship, and you don't see an explosion so much as the ship just sort of like peels open.
Uh-huh.
And debris comes like flying out of the raider ship. You fatally wounded the other ship.
Nice.
Fantastic.
We did it.
You did
It didn't blow up though, right?
It did not blow up.
But there's just
Do
a
we-
giant ass hole in there.
Yeah.
Should we try to like contact to offer, a chance for them to live? We're like their lifeline right now. I feel
No
really
quota.
alive.
Carl wouldn't want that.
Carl wouldn't want us taking people's lives or to spare them.
They were pirates.
I take out the patch where Carl
Cool.
said, "Live free."
Is that your patch?
I wonder what he meant by that.
No, that's Carl's patch.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want us murdering people.
No, we already kind of did.
Did we
I
get
mean,
our
we-
fuel issue taken care of?
No,
Oh.
so I'm gonna add I think what I need to do is add some mega damage a repair to this ship, saying now you're burning fuel. Yeah.
We're burning? Oh, the
We
fuel.
are?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, oh shit.
Still have our leak.
We're on fire.
Yeah, you have a fuel leak now.
All right, let me go ahead and let me fix this. You guys decide what you want to do.
Okay, so just for the record, as now that we're talking about the state of the Marlow, you have one minor repair that needs to happen. It's called loose couplings. It's cosmetic, but enough minor things out of sorts with the Marlow, and it'll cause a big issue. Your major problems: one, the jump drive's been removed, so this is a ship that should be able to go through hyperspace, and it can't. You could fix that in theory. The other one is you have clogged air filters, which cuts the crew capacity in half.
Oh shit.
Probably not a big deal for tonight's context. And now
What is
you have
the
a fuel
capacity
leak.
of the ship? Are we okay?
It should be 12, and it's not.
Oh, we're
26.
fine.
Yeah.
That's why we got rid of Carl. He was dead weight anyway.
So
I love
those three
respect
issues were like
Carl.
long-standing issues with the Marlow, and now
What was the third issue? I'm
adding,
sorry, Matt.
jump drive removed.
Jump drive. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm definitely trying to fix that fuel leak.
Okay.
I think that.
I think somebody
think-
needs to...
Tucker, you could continue to sort of like ad hoc alleviate the issue, but to do a major repair,
Do you just not have it on hand to?
you got to dock the ship and
Got it. Okay.
But you could
Yeah, we
continue
need
to
to
sort of like
park
work the
this
issue.
bitch.
Oh.
We need to park this bitch.
Well, let's park it near the
There.
wreckage of the other space place.
All right.
The
Whatever.
Fost.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to switch our map now to the
Oh.
Fost.
We have a whole nother map.
Yep. So I think you guys should be seeing that's the picture is your ship, the Marlow,
Yes.
and then a bunch of squares,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which in abstract terms describe the FLD, which has been broken into pieces.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What you guys can see just from saddling up beside it, to the north, is where you find sort of like the command area. Then you can see an airlock on like the left side of the north area. The dotted line describes like where that piece of ship should be connected, but it's out adrift. The northern part that is adrift is the cryo chamber of the FLD.
Okay.
So I think it's like sort of like surrounded by like floating bodies.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then there's a severance where you head to the midsection, and then you can see a cabin module is like floating and free. The cabin, I believe, was you can see a galley, just sort of adrift.
What is it we're salvaging?
Whatever you can find a value.
Oh,
Company
just
C
anything of
did-
value.
Mhm. The company C told you that in particular, it's not the material held on the FLD that's valuable, but one of the cargo containers themselves
Ooh.
is valuable. And you'll know why kind of when you see it. It was redacted. It said like explanation for salvage redacted.
Got it.
One of the modules themselves on the FLD is.
And so the other ship is not destroyed, but compromised.
The Raider ship?
Yeah.
It's effectively destroyed.
Oh, it's destroyed. Okay.
Yeah, like in the background as you're looking at this freighter, the Raider ship is like continuing to like peel inside out. Like it's just
we're
sort of
good.
like, oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, there goes that chance of saving them.
Sorry.
Because I shot it a little too good.
No, you did
Beth would
just
be
fine.
disappointed.
No, I think that was exactly what was called for.
You did well. You did
Yeah,
well.
if you guys, my daughter and I were watching the Dune movies, and I'm thinking of the laser guns in those movies that just like shoot through whatever they're aimed at.
Mhm.
Is kind of what your laser cannon does on this
That's a pretty
frigate.
sweet laser
with
cannon.
a good hit. Yeah,
And it's for mining.
yeah. It's for like if the FLD wasn't already cut up into pieces, you guys would be
Yeah,
on
I
here
get. Yeah.
doing that yourself.
For like tougher material, I would assume, you know.
Yeah.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess we need to. So we need to look for the cargo. That's the first thing we should probably do after we park, so that
Yeah.
Tucker can fix the ship.
Yeah, I want to like as soon as we park, I want to go out to see like what is damaged, so I could get an idea that worst case scenario, if I don't have a replacement part, we can go on this ship to
Mhm.
see if we can get a replacement part to put on.
Okay.
You
You've already.
This is why you're the mechanic.
All right, Tucker. You've already got like an assessment of the state of your ship.
Huh?
When I say repairing it, you'd have to like go to port. You'd have to go to like a
Oh, spaceport.
space station. Yeah.
Oh, we actually okay, but I mean, I'll still keep an eye out though if there's anything on this ship that I
Yep.
could use to replace.
Yep. That would be the difference of like going to port and be like fix this, and going to port and saying like replace this. It'd be much cheaper if you could find a replacement part.
Company C would like that.
Company C would love that. Yeah.
I mean, Company C doesn't care about like 90% of whatever of this ship. They only care about like the 10%, right?
That's right.
So
yeah, as long as you succeed. Yeah. Okay. Everyone good so far? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call for a bio break here. I'm
Okay.
wiggling in my seats.
sure.
Let's come back in like
Wait till
5 minutes. Not even, but yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
We'll figure it out. Are we all back? Travis, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any questions about the game so far? We good? I think we probably got something wrong with ship combat, but I think that we
Who's gonna say? Our one YouTube follower.
Yeah.
Be like, oh,
Yeah.
you did this part wrong.
Well, you know what they say? Yeah, like the way to get
excuse
engagement on the
me.
internet is to tell someone they did something wrong.
I don't think anybody has done that yet on the channel, have they?
Yeah, for our
Oh, they
Mythic
have?
Bastion. Go and look at the comments on our Mythic Bastion.
I don't
video.
look at the comments, man. I don't even watch them.
Oh, that's right.
They're
Yeah.
very supportive.
Sorry, I am not a. Oh, I just subscribed at 69. Are we past
That's-
69 subscribers?
Oh yeah, we're almost up to 90.
Whoa! Look at us go.
I know. We're internet famous. No, our Mythic Bastion
Subscribing to
video
this, yeah.
had a lot of corrections, but they were all very constructive. So
They
I
weren't
appreciate
like,
all.
excuse me.
Not at all. No.
Was that
it
the
a lot-
one, Ian? Did you play? I played with that one, if I'm not mistaken.
You were the
Ian,
Pearl Knight.
Yes.
and it
Yeah.
was
Kevin.
I was
Kevin was the other one.
something else night. Last night. Yes.
I like that. That was a cool game.
It was a cool game.
That
We
was
should
fun.
do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
Sorry.
getting back to that's okay. Getting back to in character, the Marlowe is able to sort of saddle up alongside what remains of the Faust Levelist Delta mining frigate, and I described how it's been smashed to pieces for some reason. As you guys get this close to it,
There's going to be nothing wrong on that ship. We're just going to find the wreckage and be like, oh, we're good to go.
By the
Yeah,
way,
there's no reason, there's no specific reason
No.
the pirates attacked this ship. It was
Those
just, I'm sure,
pirates
just a
were
wrong
just
place,
there.
wrong time situation. Yeah.
We're fine.
by the way, Cap,
Absolutely.
I gotta let you know, we're gonna need to dock this bitch in order to fix it. I can't fix it from where we are, so we
Oh.
could look out for like the thingamajigger by chance that's on this ship. That'd be great.
The thingamajigger is something that's probably important to look out for. We'll look for that.
Yeah.
Just
Writing
strap
down.
all the bodies floating around to the hull and fly right into reaver space.
Ooh.
Gross. I love it.
Ingenuity, I love it.
Yeah.
That's how
bold
you
do
as a
it,
yeah.
problem solver.
So
Is the pirate ship just floating out there at an uncatchable rate? Would it be possible to detach the pod and try and salvage anything from it?
It'd be no. Bolden,
Okay.
you did too good of a job.
Yeah.
And the raidership truly wasn't. They were punching above their weight class in a big way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did so spectacular, you're fired.
Yeah.
No, I like
You have
it.
no what for there, Bolden.
You're doing well. You're gonna stick with us, even though that fetal position that you did a little bit earlier. I thought you were gonna do fine.
It counts as it's a personal break. He gets 15 minutes every 4 hours.
Oh God.
If he wants to spend it in the fetal position, that's his choice.
So
Okay,
what do we
gentlemen.
logistically, Matt? What would we have to do to get to the ship and salvage it? Would we have to take that little two-person thing down that way?
Yep.
That's what we'd
Yep.
have to do.
In normal circumstances, you could expect to dock your freighter to whatever ship you're going into, because I'm imagining standard protocols to go inside the ship and look around before you start carving it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because of the way it is, the first concern that you should have is that, one, you can't dock to it because there's too many pieces, and two, it has lost all sorts of atmospheric integrity.
Oh.
So Tucker actually has a jump start on all three of you by already being in his EVA suits.
Oh, we're gonna have to do some spacewalking.
Yep.
Exactly.
Good old Carl. Even as he's dead, he protects me.
I'll take my own spacesuit.
Now you guys have that little pod, that two-person pod.
Mm-hmm.
It does have handles on the outside.
Like grabby hands.
That
Yep.
was my next question. Yeah, if
It's
That's
two people
cling
inside.
to the pod.
Yeah. Correct. Oops, that's the wrong book. I'm getting my player's guide out. So we're switching from ship to person.
Guess I'll just start strapping the spacesuit on, getting the old pod ready.
So we're only two of
Yeah,
us
we're
can
gonna have to
go?
venture out, Captain. By the looks of it.
Oh.
Well, you guys tell me. The reality is the pod that you have sits two people.
We could all get in there if we want.
You could all squeeze in there, nuts to butts, or I picture there's probably like handles on the outside for people to hold on to.
Oh, that's fun.
Because in reality, what I think what happens is this thing cuts valuable stuff off of whatever,
Yeah.
and then someone's got to go grab it, right?
That's usually me.
Yeah.
Are all four of us going? Is the captain not going to stay on the ship and monitor the entire situation?
Oh
You
no,
get your hands dirty?
I like doing this stuff. This part's fun.
And I'll bet the reason why you have only the one is because by protocol, Dr. Smiley might want to say something. The captain would stay aboard the Marlowe and observe, but
Ugh,
you know,
who does that?
I'm thinking that in on the inside, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to challenge the captain. It feels inappropriate somehow, so I'm not going to say anything.
Were you going to say something, Doctor?
No, I don't believe so.
I thought so.
Typically, it would. Well, yeah. Then I go on and I'm like, typically the captain would stay aboard the vessel per the protocol, but I'm sure you have your reasons for wanting to join the away party.
Yeah, it's fun.
okay. So each of you should be donning a vac suit.
Sure.
So I think you can update
Yeah,
your
let's get out
characters
there.
to put on a vac suit.
Back suit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me.
You might need to add it to your inventory first.
I was about to ask, like under a custom. It's not a custom armor, so I'd imagine it's.
It's under armor.
Yeah.
Is it under the armor section? Okay, add armor, vac suit. All right. It's asking me if I purchase or if it's free.
Oh,
It's
so
free!
I can just add them to you.
Oh,
In fact,
Well,
I may have done
I
that.
also took a free vac suit. I hope that was the right move.
I may have
Do I
just sent
destroy
like
the suit that I already have on then, or
what's that?
because I have a hazard suit on?
Hazard suit doesn't have it's for planetary exploration.
Yeah.
Vac
So I
suit
can
is-
just like the app is prompting me to destroy it.
Ooh.
I apparently have
Oh, but I'll do repairs.
270,000.
Okay, I'll just do that.
Okay. You
I
can always
appar-
add the hazard suit later.
Wait,
Yeah,
270,000
that's what I
what?
want to do.
Negative credits.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that was the
What did
problem.
you
I don't want
do?
to.
I don't know what I did.
That space bacon
I
and
bought the
eggs, man, was
ship.
killing me.
Dang, you
The
guys
The
are
whole
broke.
ship was bought. I bought it.
You weren't expected to buy the ship yourself.
Oh,
The
damn it.
company
I
pays
knew
for
there
that.
was something I signed that I shouldn't have.
Okay, so
I don't know why I did that.
location wise, you guys really can't see much from outside. But I'll tell you, the northern section of the FLD is where you'll find the command module and some science lab kind of stuff. The T section holds some cargo, and the bottom section is where you find the engines.
Well, let's go to the T section where the cargo is. That's what we're looking for.
Well, hold
Oh.
on.
Oh.
I think we should check like to see if we could salvage first, right? Like,
Oh, to fix the ship?
yeah, because if something happens to the ship, we're done effed anyways if we can't get back, right?
Yeah, if we're still leaking fuel, we need to fix that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, do I know how bad this leak is? Like, do I have an idea? Like, we do not have enough fuel right now to get us back to meet up with the freighter.
All I can say is every time you spend fuel, you spend one additional fuel.
Additional one, right?
Yeah,
So
so
it
every
takes-
month you're adrift waiting for the jump liner to come back. Normally you would spend one fuel, but now every month you're spending two fuel.
Okay, so we have 5 right now, if I'm correct. So that technically we've got 1 to spare, but that's if the freight ship gets back as projected. So
Mhm.
I'm like, Cam, I think we need to try to find a replacement part, like to fix the ship.
Oh, okay.
Are there any extra vac suits or
It's Carl's.
repair
I got Carl.
Oh, okay.
items on the what's the name of our ship? The Marlowe?
The Marlowe. There are 4 crew members, active crew members, so there's 4 vac suits. But there is a smattering of extra anything that you would reasonably expect to find on a salvage vessel. You can
Duct
probably
tape.
find out here. Yeah. Duct tape for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Can I attempt to repair the leakage with some space duct tape?
We've
tape.
decided you could alleviate for a turn the extra fuel, but a long-term fix of it, no. You need to go to port.
Yeah, that's why we do. We need to get over and check out if we could get a
Yeah.
replacement part by the engine room and see if we could be able to see anything, or if they got like a storage hall, maybe they got replacement parts. That'll also be good too.
Okay.
Everybody
So
on
where's-
board the pod then.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing you can do with the map part of the Mothership app is you can each character's portfolio you can sort of put on the map for their general location. So I put you guys on the pod.
Yeah, that was really cool. I noticed that.
Yeah, so assuming you guys are either like squished in there together or someone's hanging on the outside.
I'm on the outside. I'm comfortable on the outside.
Yeah, definitely like cable buckled to the pod or whatever. But either way, this thing is like drifting through space into the derelict.
This ain't my first rodeo.
There you go. Where you see the squares with like the half triangles, like the black and white triangle, those are airlocks on the LFD. On the
So that's
FLD.
probably our entrances.
So
Those
let's go
would be
to like
the. Yeah.
Oh, I'll just say suggesting maybe the south one, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
That was the engine room.
Like right over here, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the engine
Okay.
room or something like around the engine, right?
Yep. That airlock is like industrial, like double door size. It's big.
Ah,
Suggesting that it's hooking up to. Well, your ship will still be able to like connect to it. It's fine. The
Okay.
doors just don't open up all the way. There's probably a better way to describe that. The point is that these airlocks probably open straight up into a cargo hold of some kind.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
kind
where
of
we
like the
trying to go?
trunk of the ship.
Got it.
It's
Isn't this
trunk.
like where we try to get into a cargo hold too, technically, to go find where that thing the thingy that we want that we were hired to get from the company C?
Mm-hmm.
Where all the goods are at, plus it's
Yeah.
closest to the engines where we might be able to find something.
This is like the place to be. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the pod connects to this airlock, which I described like just doesn't open all the way or something like that. Either way, and it's able to seamlessly like integrate to the airlock, and it opens up into, sure enough, a cargo hold with there's no atmosphere to be had in there as you guys sort of drift from pod through the airlock and into this cargo hold. The cargo hold is a gigantic chamber, which is all dark except for some like red emergency lighting. And I'm picturing there's no gravity here either because the ship is so out of sorts. But each of your vac suits have like magnetic boots, so you guys just sort of like drift in like through like the rooftop of this big chamber and float down until your boots like shunk shunk like attached
love
to
it.
the ground of this cargo hold.
Who got a flashlight?
Who brought a flashlight?
I'm sure our spacesuits have built-in flashlights, I hope.
Oh yeah, yeah. You click on your headlamps
Yeah.
and you pan around,
Mhm.
and only in the center of the room is uh, computer console modules that are supposed to be like fit into a ship. And it's kind of like a weird experience of like you land and it sort of feels like being back in like the command deck of the Marlow because there's navigational console, like computer consoles here that just need to be slotted into a ship. Um, but as you approach them and like pull the tarps off of them, you realize that you are looking at incredibly advanced navigational equipment. For reference, like the Marlow runs off of like a Commodore 64. This is like like a
Oh, this is the iPhone.
yeah.
This is Windows
It's just a
XP.
cell phone.
Oh, look at that.
It's an iPhone 27.
It's like Chrome.
Yeah, it's got like you have like big chunky like clicky keyboards, stuff like that. You use like dot matrix printers to like read out like your locations. This is like a touch screen. It's got Wi-Fi.
Whoa.
It's leagues. The point is, it's leagues ahead of what the Marlow has, and it's designed to be slotted into like any command deck of the ship to give you navigational equipment.
Maybe we can take this apart. Take this.
But this might be part of the salvage.
Do any of them say hello? My name is Dave on the side of them.
They're all inert. They need to be plugged in and activated.
Okay.
Yeah, but they might once you plug them in. And then you see, for reference on the map, there's doors north and south. Waiting for you.
Okay.
How do you want to approach this, Captain?
I mean, take a mental note of this, and then is there any sort of, I doubt it, but like map on this in this area, like you are here, or
Yeah, not in the cargo hold.
No, okay.
I do want to point out that it seems suspicious that it's such a large cargo hold is just holding like whoop, like you are
it's just
surrounded by
one
like
thing.
yards of like empty space that's supposed to be
that
filled with
is
like crates and
fascinating.
shit. Yeah, but it's just this.
Hmm.
Any type of looking around, any type of like manifest or any
Maybe
paperwork?
Maybe we get this console thing started up. We can be able to figure it out.
Well, you have to plug it in,
Yeah.
and it's big. Look at it.
Would these fit on the pod? Like, if we were to load, could we load them on there now? Or
Yeah.
in theory? Okay.
Yeah. Someone had to like ride back alone with them. Yeah. Someone
Okay.
asked about a man. I believe Bolden. You asked about a manifest. And yeah,
Yeah.
as you search like the door to the south, first off, the door to the south has like a little label above it that says Wise, WEI, as in like a name, Wise bunk. It's on a piece of scrap wood that is like nailed into the wall above the door. It's like it's askew. It's very much someone like burned or etched. They're like a name above the doorway, and then to the side of the doorway is indeed like a manifest of what's being held inside this. Yeah. And
Snatch that up and hand it to the captain.
Oh, thank you.
yep, Sylvie, in review, this complex navigational equipment is actually being held. It's evidence in like a long-standing investigation into the missing status of a ship. This is the navigational equipment of that ship, and it's meant to like go to the courts and be like scrubbed for all the data to show like exactly where the ship it was pulled from went from star to star or whatever.
No.
It's crime scene evidence basically about
Black box.
an entirely different ship that has traveled to like places it had no right to go to.
Yeah. I share that with everybody.
I'm like snooping around the cargo hold to see if I could find out where a connection to the engines. So
Yeah.
as you like,
God, did we just
Go for it.
board the errant venture?
Give me don't give me a roll, Tucker. You through like tapping like on the bulkhead or something like that in this cargo hold, figure out that to get to the engines, which are technically on the southernmost part of the FLD, you actually have to go north and then cut east or west.
okay.
Yep.
Well, if I'm looking at the map correctly, it'd be. I'm like trying to look at the map and get correlation to that because if I go north, which I assume is the next square up, it only would lead me to go to the south or go make a right and then another right to go more south or to go south, but then I'd be okay. So 12. It looks like it would lead me to 12.
You can go
And
from
that's gonna
12
lead me
and
to
then
go
cut east and
back.
west to go south, to backtrack south. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But you guys are in room. I'm just going to start labeling rooms with numbers to.
Yeah.
It might help you guys out a little bit. It's not as
Cam, I
clear-cut
think we could be able to. Thanks for the info about that Black Ops manifest. And for dealing with our predicament, I gotta go up like to our 12 o'clock. All right, and then we're gonna backtrack around. I would suspect to where I could get to the engine parts.
Okay.
That okay with you, Cam?
Oh, I like that idea.
All right, great.
Just still looking at the manifest, I guess. Oh, this is juicy.
Oh,
Sylvie, make a sanity roll. A sanity save,
man.
actually.
Oh,
shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pretty sane, surprisingly.
Well-grounded.
Yeah. Probably this. Oh, nope, I'm good. 25, and I have a 52 sanity. So
the more you read into this admittedly fascinating case, whatever ship was using this navigational equipment was jumping through space in ways that has like not yet been discovered as physically possible.
Oh.
You are used to warp space being like just going very fast.
Yeah.
This ship was like folding space or something. It was doing something like completely backwards. And that's what the whole case investigation is about.
Fascinating.
Yes.
I start describing that to Dr. Smiles because I feel like he would be interested in that type of stuff.
He's so like he's not actually like grabbing it out of your hand because he's way too polite for that. He's like, Captain, may I please have a look?
Hold on.
The glasses up on
I
his
need
face
you to give me a smile. That's before I
God.
do it. Oh,
He
there
gives
it
you like the worst
goes.
smile you've ever
Then I
seen.
give it
Just
to
a
you.
terrible attempt. And then he just immediately goes back to leafing through the pages.
It's a good smile.
With rapt attention.
I loved it.
I think Bolden's gonna start making his way into Way's bunk with his trinket in hand.
Okay.
He's sufficiently creeped.
We're splitting the party. I hear Tucker's going north, Bolden's going south, and Smile and Sylvie are not moving past this otherworldly navigational computer,
Yeah,
which is
staying.
all fine. I just want to make sure I'm capturing the
I think that makes sense.
Should I make a sanity roll, or can I make a sanity roll for
yes
the doc to see how he
Yep.
does? Okay, I just rolled it a second ago. I failed bad. I
Ooh,
failed very
Awesome.
badly.
Ooh.
like a critical failure.
Not a critical failure, just a
Okay.
regular. I rolled a 98.
That is a
Oh.
critical failure.
Oh,
I
Oh,
thought in this
98.
game it had to be like double
I
numbers.
thought it was just
Sorry.
doubles. Yeah.
Sorry, you're right. 90 through 99 is
Okay.
always considered a failure, not a critical failure.
Okay.
Okay.
But if you get like 99 or 88,
That's a critical failure.
those
yeah.
are the critical failures,
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a point of stress. Dr. Smiles.
Oh, I thought
Dr.
you would
Smiley.
like this.
Also, everyone else has to take a point of stress as well because of the scientist trauma response.
Okay, cool. Because the Dr. Smiley for the first time is emoting.
Oh, oh.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh,
I'm
just stop.
literally
Just
like-
stop.
My God. What? How? Yeah.
Dr. Smiley, the other thing you're realizing as you're putting like two and two together, the navigational equipment is covered in like runic scarring. Like someone has carved like a star map into the thing, which somehow correlates to how the computer functions. The computer console has like ritual tattooing, which affects how the
Yeah.
computer functions. Yeah, it's not. It's costing you sanity, basically.
Yeah, I think I'm like straight up like chewing on my fingers as I like stare at the runes. Yeah. And I start like
On your
pulling out a
spacesuit.
piece of scratch pad and I'm like doing math on it and like chewing my finger alternately. Just yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm taking this real badly.
This looks
Okay.
good.
Enjoy that, Sylvie. We're gonna cut to Tucker. I think in order. Tucker said you're going north.
Yep, I'm going north and gonna try to do a loop-de-loop around.
Doop-a-doo-doop.
Okay. When you open the doors to room 12, it opens up into a galley, and the faint remnants of air and atmosphere that would have been sort of like lingering in the cargo hold behind you are sucked out through the galley, because to the this would be the west of the galley towards room 11 is just a big void into the stars, right? Like your mag boots kind of like slide across the floor when you open the doors into the galley, but they ultimately hold. But otherwise it's kind of intact here. Like the cupboards are still kind of all closed in this like kitchenette room space. Just if you can get over the fact that there's a big hole to outer space to the west, you're okay.
I think Bolden would like that.
Well,
no, sir.
well,
No.
if I don't sense any weird things, I'm not looking for food or kitchen stuff. I'm looking for engine parts. So I'm going to try to kind of like figure out where the next step I would go, which I assume to be 13.
Okay.
I'm not trying to dash through this place, but at the same time, I'm like, this ain't the engine room.
This ain't it.
Okay. We'll cover room 13 as well.
Okay.
So you cut to room 13, and it opens up into a barracks where the security detail for presumably for sorry, I'm at a loss for words, for guarding the console that Smiley and
Yep.
Sylvie are still fawning over. This is where they stayed.
Got it.
At least that's what it reads on like the manifest leading into the barracks. However, when you open up the room, again, there's this like moment of like backdraft as like the little bit of atmosphere in the room sort of like escapes. All the bunks have been like shunted against like the far walls of this room, and taking over the center of it, which should be like lined with bunk beds, is instead a octagonal altar of like a weird alloy. It's sort of been like slapdash put together with like pieces of metal. You can tell like someone's bunk bed was like wrenched into this rough shape, this crude shape. The bells attached to the altar sort of, well, they move, but there's no sound because there's no atmosphere in here. But in your mind's eye, you can almost hear the bells chiming that are like chained to this altar as the atmosphere like escapes the room.
Yep.
There is a two weird leathery rope-like objects sitting on top of the altar, which did not move when the atmosphere escaped, which is weird. Like weird on top of weird.
I'm closing the door. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm closing that door.
Boring.
And I'm going to come back.
Okay. You're going to make a sanity save before you do that.
Yeah, of course. I'm just like, nah, I've seen enough old school movies to know about this. Let's see here. There's nothing to add to it, so it's just straight 49 to roll.
Okay.
Success, I got 3.
Okay. You keep it cool, Tucker, as you cut back maybe to the galley to the. I'll move your guy for you.
I literally see this, and I'm on my way back, and I'm just saying out loud, yeah, I've seen worse. I've seen Bessie naked, so it's okay. So I go into the next room.
Oh, Bessie.
It's like, hey guys!
Mm-hmm.
There's like some weird things in this like other room. Like on my way, like I saw some leathery rope kind of thing on top of an altar with some bells, like a makeshift looking altar. It's like a weird. I think it was the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just saying, I am not proceeding further alone. I know I got this. Technically, we got our weapons, right, DM?
Do you have weapons?
I have a weapon.
I have nothing.
I have
Oh, great.
a vial
It's on
of
my character
acid.
sheet, so
Bolden,
I just want to make sure.
Bolden, do you have a weapon by chance?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to do much, but something.
What is it?
It's a kukri.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Well, the reason I asked DM because I didn't pick this weapon. I assume it was assigned based on my choices in the character building, but it's a flamethrower.
Oh, cool.
So that's what I was like. Do I have this thing? Was I rolling through space with a flamethrower on my back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing this alone. Like, I got what it looks like one shot left in this flamethrower. I got no fuel. All right. I got nothing. Okay?
Is it going to work in the vacuum of space? But
yeah, see that I don't think it's going to work either.
Only one way to find out.
One way to find out.
I'm sure future space stuff, they figured out a way.
All right, Bolden, you mentioned you were heading towards Wise.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out when we cross that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Bolden.
Yeah, I'm going into Wave's bunk.
Okay. Let me give the icon for living spaces. Okay. Wave's bunk, it turns out to be maybe like the FLD's like least favorite person to be all the way down here between the two engines and thrusters, or maybe the most favorite person because he got a bunk all to himself. Either way, it is a like rat's nest of like junk and refuse and stuff. Way was apparently quite the hoarder But as over the comms, you can hear Tucker freaking out or not freaking out, and you can hear Dr. Smiley freaking out or not freaking out. Maybe you turn it down to focus. And when you look over Way's bunk, what you find is a Roscoe 5.56 nail gun
Sweet.
with 4 boxes of nails.
Nice.
Yep, you find his laser cutter with a spare battery,
Ooh.
and you find a Peabody model flare gun, 6 flares.
Nice.
Flares are hunter green, for what it's worth. Quite the loot
Cool.
in ways.
You said the Roscoe nail gun had 5 boxes of nails?
4 boxes of nails.
4 boxes.
Yeah.
And laser cutter had a battery, and P model flare gun had how many green flares?
6.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm snatching all that up.
Yeah. Swipe, swipe, swipe. It is worth noting though that Way, his walls and his bunk, basically every working surface in his quarters, are a continuation of the same runic carvings that are on the navigational equipment, and they do seem to sort of follow a octagonal writing schema. Way wrote whatever he was writing in octagons on the walls. Instead of left to right like we do, this is
Octagonal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think
Anything else of note in the room? Extra space duct tape or anything else of that nature?
No,
Anything
sir.
that stands out to me?
No, sir. Just the sanity save, please, for Way's manic writing on the wall.
Yeah. Stupid sanity save. Okay. Save. Sanity. Advantage or disadvantage?
None.
Yeah. Juicy. 92.
Ooh.
That's a failure. That's a point of stress. And you are a little unhinged, Bolton, as you come out of Way's quarters.
Does it add the stress automatically, or am I doing that manually?
It might be. There's a good chance it's automatic.
Because I could have swore I had 4, and then it was 5, so I switched it to 6.
Go to 5. I think it is automatic. I should have paid it. Next time you guys roll, I'll pay attention. Because if memory serves, I think it said it's automatic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll jump on comms. Is the laser cutter, is that like a pistol size, or is it like a 2-handed big jackhammer kind of thing?
It's
Big
a big
jackhammer.
industrial thing, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the laser cutter. Seems legit for Bolden, and co on comms. Guys, with all the weird shit that's kind of going on out here and the crazy space language on the frickin' walls, you guys might want to get in here. I just found a rail gun and a flare gun.
A rail gun.
Nail gun.
Nail gun. Oh, I thought you said rail gun.
I thought that too.
Oh, man,
I did as well.
I'll take the nail gun. And what did you also say there was?
It's a P model flare gun with 6 green flares sitting here.
No, not that.
I'll take
the writing on the walls?
Yeah, there's the same writing that's on all the computer equipments all over the walls in this guy's bunk.
Huh. I think these people might have been crazy.
I
Yeah,
mean,
what gave it away?
They got makeshift altar 2 rooms over, so I think you're onto something on
With a
that.
leathery rope. Well,
it's a good time to get what we need to get and get the out of here.
Well, let's go get the thingies. I guess I'll go down and grab the flare gun and the nail gun.
Technically, we kind of got what we the real value of this ship, right? It's a manifest. So we could just find ourselves the parts and we could just, get the heck out of here.
Then we got to go find those extra parts, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just gotta find them.
Okay. Nothing here.
Okay, am I hearing this right? The mission now is just to get repair parts for the Marlowe?
Right? Is that what I'm understanding correctly? The manifest was the value that you talked about, that 10% value of this ship. That was really important about this ship.
We can't leave these consoles behind. It's unthinkable. These have to be returned, both for legal purposes and for further study.
I mean, okay, we could like look here, Dr. Smiley. I could just take this out. All right, just give me some time. I'm sure I could just like wedge this out. I got electrical tools on me. I'll just rip this bitch out. We can just load it up on our ship and we can get out.
By what do you mean when you say this bitch?
God dang it, this son bitch.
Some bitch.
Look, okay, Doc.
Some bitch.
Just let's fund the parts for the engine so we can plug up that leak that we have for our fuel tank, right? Once I got that going, we come back here, we take out the manifest because they ain't going anywhere. All right, we're drifting in the middle of space. Once we got that going, we could just uninstall it. We could do what we need to do. I got the tools. I'm sure we got the tools. Take it out, load it up on our ship, and we get out. Because I don't know about you guys, I felt a little tingle in my head when I saw that leathery rope. I don't know about y'all. All right, it didn't look right. Maybe it was a bad memory from something that happened with me and Bessie back in the day. But regardless, all right,
Oh,
I
Bessie.
think we should just we need to get out of here. Let's get what we need to get the heck out.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Okay, okay. Hold on. Is it just me?
Maybe it's on the ship with his balls.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's only one time I've ever seen Dr. Smile, and that's when he handed me a bill. He was smiling for a second there, which is weird to me.
Well, because he liked what he saw.
Excited about the scientific possibilities of this cargo, I will admit. I think your plan sounds very good, although I would actually like to see this rope that you found to be so unusual. Perhaps we can analyze it as well.
I don't know if it was rope, okay? It just looked like some kind of leathery rope, okay?
Your hesitancy to identify it as a rope only increases my interest in it.
No, it's not supposed to increase your intrigue. It's supposed to make you wary.
You've been outvoted, Tucker.
No, I get it. I'm going to go with what the captain says, because captain's in charge.
If the captain will allow me to hold the flare gun, I will go retrieve the rope and then rejoin you all.
What do you want?
I don't feel any need to explore further beyond
apparently really
the engine parts.
Spooky in there.
Yeah, spooky. Okay, I've seen these movies before. All right, I've seen
movies. This is real life. We do this every day.
You've seen some weird altars and bells and
no, but I have seen some weird things, but never this. I mean, this is just fancy. It's all just fancy stuff on this ship. Look at all this fancy writing. I don't understand any of it. Let's just go.
Sylvie chalks it up to cabin fever, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine, let's go. Let's do this. God damn, let's go.
Who hasn't spent a couple months adrift in space and invented their own alien language?
No.
Who hasn't been there? Yeah.
You got to pass the time somehow.
Yeah. Okay, so so is my understanding you guys think, I'm not trying to say if you're right or wrong, that the salvage you're supposed to retrieve is this navigational console?
That's what you're here for?
No. The computer stuff, not to me, the computer stuff is something tertiary. We're here for something inside of a container.
Yeah, we haven't found the container.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Then that's me as Travis. I'm mistaken on that one. I was like under the impression like manifest when we were told like it's some
Alien
like some
shit.
it's like some weird like bad illegal stuff or something along those lines. That is what was
Got
what
it.
people wanted.
We're in a
I
room
also
full of
assumed, yeah, that
containers,
was the
so I grabbed the
hot cargo.
manifest to find exactly which container we needed to open.
But there weren't any containers. It was the only thing.
Yeah, this
there
giant
weren't.
cargo
No, it was
container.
just one. It was just that one thing in here.
It's probably the
Oh,
one
I missed
item the
that.
ship is
Yeah.
carrying. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
it should hold a ton of shit in this room, but it's all empty space. You're in like a gigantic metal box on the ship
Yeah.
that's supposed to hold a bunch of like steel cargo containers. It's only holding a computer console.
So that steel cargo container we're looking for is missing.
Yeah.
It's
We
somewhere on
need
the ship.
captain's logs.
Well, let's go to the captain's quarters.
I see this as a bad idea, but
I didn't come all the way out here not to get paid.
Tucker, your favorite thing is money. Let's just go get our money.
That's not my favorite thing. That is a lie.
His favorite thing was Carl.
No, my favorite thing my favorite thing is coffee. Don't be ridiculous.
Well, how are you going to get that coffee without that money?
Get that money. Coffee
You're
money.
right, but I also like my life. I'm just saying, like, I think we're overlooking the fact that we have a leak in our ship.
Yeah, we got to go find the stuff you're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's like you want to go to captain's like log and stuff. That's way up in the northern parts of the ship. I'm trying to go in the back of this bitch. I'm trying to go like you know what? Never mind. Whatever you say, Captain.
It's all right, Tucker. We got this. You can hide behind Dr. Smiles if you would like.
No, I don't want to be behind. Well, actually, I'd rather be behind Smiles than behind me.
Do we want to continue north, or do we want to go to the leathery rope room with the altar?
Yeah.
I really want to get my mitts on that rope. I don't know.
Oh my god! What's with you and rope?
Well, we're not going anywhere for a while. Even if we get the ship, even if we get the Marlowe's fuel issue fixed, we still gotta wait for the Starliner to get here. So Black Box ain't going anywhere. So let's figure out if we can find some utensils or some crap to fix the fuel line,
Let's do it.
Tucker wants.
I'm okay with that. I want to fix our ship, so we like. Wait, hold on, Dr. Smile. I gotta ask you a question real quick. Is there anything
Certainly,
in that
Tucker.
protocol book that you're always carrying around with you about us paying for any damages to our ship, to the ship that we borrow from the company C?
Taken out of Winning's.
I gather that you're alluding to section 17 clause B, which does indeed state that we have to cover the cost of any damages to the ship. Yes.
Yeah.
I also get the impression that you're already familiar with this rule and are simply intending to remind me of it.
Yeah, I'm just look, the rope that you want, it's technically on the way to get the replacement parts. It technically.
Yes.
So I think which way you want to go, Captain?
The only way. There's only one way.
All right, I'll lead you. Let's go.
Oh, now we're talking.
All right, so north the galley.
Yeah.
The intact galley, and then your options are north to unexplored, east back to that the barracks, or west is technically the void of space, but I could see you guys like swinging around to which one is this?
Left is death.
Right.
All right,
you guys
so
could
we're back
go north or swing around to room 14.
Okay.
It would
yes,
be through
cool.
zero gravity. You could be swinging through space, but you could technically do it.
We gotta go to 13. We gotta go this door right here. Now
Okay.
I want to prepare y'all. Okay, like I said, I felt something wrong when like peering inside.
Mhm.
You know, I've seen some horrible things. Okay, y'all know I'm married to Bessie, okay? That for 15 years. I've seen some things. All right.
So you
So
mentioned.
just saying, okay? Yeah, just be prepared.
Oh, Bessie.
All right, into the
Yeah.
barracks.
Yeah.
Okay,
I want
it
to see
hasn't
this
changed from when
altar.
Tucker saw it.
Oh, look at
Lying
that.
atop an octagonal altar bedecked with ornate bells, a pair of leathery ropes.
Ooh.
Am I scared of the ropes in any way that surprises me?
No, it is noteworthy as you approach them that they are like suspended above the altar.
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
that's fancy.
that's curious. Can I handle one, I guess, and see just
Yep.
touch on it a little bit and examine it closely?
Yeah, they feel it's a little bit like the same amount of a tingle as like licking a 9 volt, but like in your like the shock in your
Ooh.
fingers.
Get that nail gun ready.
When you pull the first coil off where it hovers above the altar, you realize what you're holding in your hand are it's a whip.
Oh.
Indiana Jones
Da,
a
da, da,
bullwhip.
da,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
But it sizzles with that with like a latent energy within it. Yeah, but it's
Interesting.
legit like a crack whip.
You got an
There's 2 of
electric
them.
whip.
Mm-hmm.
I always suspected something about you, Captain Smile or Dr. Smile.
So, wait, you were scared of a whip
There's
that
2 of
just
them.
happened to be floating? I mean, like the.
Well, maybe it just reminded me of some terrible flashbacks.
I
I didn't
mean,
want
you
to
did
think
say
about.
Bessie was into some interesting things, but
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
this is that scary. I mean, what's more scary is the altar. That's odd.
yeah. Well, I don't know why the whips weren't like shooting jettisoning out of into space when I opened the door. I thought that was weird.
Did we
Oh, they're weird.
experience
Yeah,
that?
they're very
I
weird.
agree. I noticed the same thing and found it quite perplexing. That's my main reason for being interested in this implement.
So the stats for the whips, they
Ooh.
use intellect instead of combat when you attack them.
Oh, that's like
Ooh.
for
They
all
do.
of us.
It's perfect for a scientist.
They do 2d10 damage, but there's a 10% chance that they will break when you attack with them.
And
Got
there's
it.
1 or 2.
2 of them.
Oh,
Two.
well, I
Oh,
think
cool.
Tucker should be the one to have 1.
Oh, I haven't been on this end of the whip before, but sure, I'll take it.
And then
Look,
I'll point out
Bessie
there's. Go ahead. I want to hear more about Bessie now.
No, I'm just saying Bessie was quite a woman. I'm just saying. So
Got a
this
good reason to go
is
home.
is this a custom whip or?
Yeah, you might have to add a custom item.
That's why I was like, okay,
Custom
cool.
item. There it is. Okay.
And
No
then
electric whip.
there is doorway leading south to you can hear the latent hum of a jump drive further south. It's reverberating through your suits, through the bulkhead and into your suits.
That means it's on.
Oh, that's odd. Well,
Captain.
I want to, yeah, let's go. We good with this altar? It's a little spooky, but
That
I
is
think.
not an altar.
Oh,
That is circumstance from explosive decompression.
oh,
That's what I'm going with, and I'm standing over here.
okay.
Can I check him on that? Can I use my knowledge of engineering to assess that?
Oh, I
that's a good
think
question.
Bolden is coping. That's
Oh, okay.
all I'm hearing him. Yeah.
You just want to prove him wrong.
Although I do like the idea of Tucker calling him out on that.
No, it's alien.
No, it's just a goddamn leaking line. Leaking
Yeah.
line. I've heard it before.
It was hyperbole.
Let's go south to this humming noise.
All right.
It opens up into a jump drive.
Which is what we
engine.
need, right?
No, this would be one cut above. Remember, the jump drive was taken off of the Marlowe.
Oh, it was just
Company
taken.
ceased, yeah, said no jump drives.
Yeah.
But here's one that is intact and salvageable.
Oh, let's take it.
Tucker, is there any way you can shut this off and retrofit it to the Marlowe?
Can I make a check on that?
Yeah, this sounds like a intellect plus. I'm sure you have the skill to go with it.
But while he's doing that, is there a way to
What,
see like
engineering or jury rigging?
Let's
both.
whatever's higher for you.
Engineering. Okay, I just want to check.
while he's doing that, is there a way to see how it's being run on power when there's nothing like everything else on the ship has been like no powered? Is there a way to figure that out while he's doing that?
That's a great question.
That is a great question. Tucker, how'd you do?
I got a 73. It's success.
Ooh,
That's a success. Wow, very high.
he's smart.
What Tucker reveals, because that's as Tucker's like noodling over the jump drive, the questions Sylvie and Dr. Smiley ask are like, how is this?
How's this possible?
Yeah. Tucker, you can't explain it. The jump drive has power, but there's it's not connected to anything. It is, however, as you open up the chamber where warp cores would be inserted, because every time you jump, you spend a warp core. You have to put in a warp core fuel cell, right? When you open up the chamber to inspect it to see if it could receive warp cores, covered in those same runes on the inside, as if someone had crawled in there into this highly radioactive chamber.
No fun.
Oh.
Shit.
I close it. I close the hatch.
What'd you
I'm just,
find?
taking a moment.
Not before you make another sanity check there, Tucker.
There's no bonus, I assume, at all, right? I don't think I got anything for that. So roll. 18, success.
Nice.
Okay. It's you're keeping your feet on the ground there, Tucker.
Tucker's
I'm
pretty
just
sane.
I've seen some things, okay?
You do. You're
That's
good.
gotta be
Been through a lot
terrifying.
for 15 years, okay? Yeah. There's some weird. I didn't see a core, right? All I saw was writing carved all in the exterior, right? How the hell do I explain this? Do any of y'all
Go on.
believe in magic?
Magic.
Do you believe in magic?
That makes me feel like Tucker's going insane.
Are you okay?
this is good role playing.
I am. I don't see no warp core in there. Instead, I just see a lot of carving writings in there. That means some dumb son bitch went crawling into radiation and carved in there some weird symbols.
Interesting.
No, Dr. Smiles, you should not look.
Are you sure? It seems I would like to verify what you just said.
Nope. I will seal this hatch.
Please forgive me, Tucker. I have to look. This is literally why I'm on board the ship, for exactly this sort of situation.
Captain, I highly advise against this.
Well, he's allowed to do whatever he wants right now.
All right, go. I walk away.
Seeing as I have the captain's permission, so yeah, I stick my head.
Yeah, no, I walked away.
See the runes.
Right.
Is this a sanity save for me as well?
Whoa.
I think it's a sanity save around the table, not a second one,
All
Tucker.
right.
You've already passed.
As he tells us all this stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Ooh, I fail.
Did you use the app?
I rolled a 91.
Okay, so you're gonna have to manually add a stress. And
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Bolden, how you holding up?
Oh, and I failed a sanity save, so all closely friendly players.
Yeah,
get
we
one
all get
stress.
stressed too. Yeah.
I failed.
Okay, so you
too stress.
it automatically added a stress for you, Bolden, for failing, but then you're gonna gain another stress because
I was stressed.
Dr. Smiley is not coping.
Oh, did we all
Because
get
Dr.
stressed?
Smiley, what you realize is you take a look. Yep. what you realize is what you have here is a jump drive that doesn't seem to need fuel. It doesn't need that warp core. It's been supplemented by this runic carving on the inside instead. So you have a warp core that is running without any power attached to it.
This is cool.
It's magic. It's like the dark black magic, and I'm a man of science, and I think that's weird.
Yeah, you're a scientist and you just go straight to magic. It's magic, I say.
Look, Betsy was into the magical stuff. I was into the science of it all.
But can you retrofit it to the Marlowe?
DM?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna be
Technically,
running
I
on some-
can. Okay. If you give me the time, I can load this bitch up. I can hook to it the old one to make room for the new one. I could do it. It's up to you, Captain. But I think first thing first, we need to deal with the fuel leakage first, and then we can see about I think what it used to be called back in the ancient days, pimping the ride. All right.
Well, maybe there's some magic duct tape or something that we can get a hold of, since you called it magic, that could fix our tank.
Just out of character, they're just like, we're talking about two different engines. The warp core is for interstellar travel.
Yeah.
Your ship would still be okay. We can.
With the warp drive, we can warp back to a primary shipping lane and coast and send out a distress beacon if we needed to. So like we're good on getting back, and it doesn't need cores. And we have a computer that verifiably says that this thing has been places that it shouldn't be at. So what we've got here, lady and gentlemen, is some primo money.
Ooh.
We got a core that doesn't take warp cores, for Christ's sake. That's alien tech.
Positive spin
or
on
magic, as Tucker would say.
Yeah.
It's a black magic.
Black magic. Whoa. We're going into the occult now, huh?
Well, okay, hold on. I point out to the room. I hold up my whip, this leathery whip that we got from the last room. You know, where there was an altar, some ceremonial bells, and you want to accuse me from going off the rails with some black magic.
I think it's all logically explainable some way, somehow. Yeah.
Okay, Cap. You present the evidence to how it's fundamentally possible, and then I will admit to myself that I be an idiot.
If I was thinking logically, I think those runes have something to do with it.
Okay. Everyone, calm down. There's no such thing as magic, black or otherwise. There's no mysterious forces. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable scientific explanation for this, no matter how unprecedented this situation might be. As he's saying all this, it's like not compelling at all, because he's like stammering and like dropping shit. He keeps having to pick up, or I guess it's floating away and he's having to grab it. He's trying to convince himself more than he is you guys.
I lean over to the captain. I'm like, Captain, is it just me, or is Smiley smiling a lot more lately?
I know, it's weird.
I love the idea that you're doing that, and then you guys are all speaking on like intercoms.
Yeah, maybe I don't even hear that. Yeah. What did you say? Yeah.
Nothing.
Now, the other thing I'd like to point out, the back half of this room has been severed. Through the hole into space, you can see that detached area is the other half of the warp core, warp chamber. So the warp engine should have taken 2 squares worth of space, but the ship's been retrofitted with this like newfangled thing that only takes up half the space, just like the navigational thing only took up a tiny bit of cargo. And you can see through that floating off section of the ship is a doorway leading towards thrusters and engine, like the conventional, right? The thing that Tucker is after.
Okay.
Well, could we just take the pod over there?
I mean, why would wait? There is no um entryway, is there, or is that like a hatch? I don't think
There's
so. Is
no
there?
airlock or hatch. There is a
Yeah.
big hole in the roof. Yeah,
It's just a hole.
yeah.
All right.
Do the
We're gonna have to
do,
attach some lines to ourselves between us over here and try to like float on over there, and like we make a connection line, so at least like we don't have to keep jumping back and forth, at least treacherously.
Or could we use the pod and just zoom over there so you don't have to space jump?
DM.
Yeah, you could fly the pod into it.
Would you want to do that, Tucker, just for fun, or would you rather take the pod?
No, we can take the pod then. I'm being an idiot right now. That's a weird
It's
black
okay.
magic,
I
and you.
understand. You're a little stressed out because of all this magic or whatever.
Are you doing this with like air? Are you like putting up quotes too? Just like air quoting, like magic.
oh, you're cooked.
This is ridiculous. Let's take the pod. Let's go. Let's get what we're after. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, the pods have claws, so we can go over and secure the pod to the other side using the claws, and
Yeah.
let's do
I'd
that.
like to know,
it's a plan.
like, is there a way that we could just, I don't know, put like a line attaching to the pod to the main ship, so maybe we could like try to pull in
Oh.
this broke down segmented part, so that way
Oh, that's a good idea.
it doesn't need to be like fully attached, right? But maybe have like some steel rope or something like that to leak at a couple of points to kind of like keep it faceted close to the main part.
That's exactly what the pod is for. The pod is basically like a tugboat
Yeah.
with
That's
with grippies and a laser cutter attached.
I think what he's trying to say is attach it to our ship, right?
no. Well, that could be a possibility. I was just talking about to this ship that
Oh,
we're
okay.
on right now, so that way we don't have to go back and forth, right? Because what if I miss something here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't got you. What do you need to do?
I just want to attach. I want to see if we can attach. I'm just so we can be able to go back and forth between the ships. But no, we'll just take the pod. We'll just go over there. Like,
Okay.
okay,
Or
let's
the-
just go. Let's just go.
I see
You know
what you're.
Huh?
I'm wondering is like I don't know if we want to be this realistic about it. I was realizing that like in space, this thing would be like cut apart, and then the different parts would like drift slowly, but like infinitely in whatever direction they were going at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Or do we need to be concerned about like the
That's
cut off sections going away, I guess, before we get
Oh.
to them?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what-
Because
Would-
I'm
would it-
wondering. That's I think see what you're talking about. I think
Then I guess in retrospect, would you guys like it if there were still like some like conduits and cables attaching the debris to like the main hull? So
Oh,
this
like-
thing is still kind of connected in a sense.
It's hanging by a thread.
like
It's
I don't
literally
mind
hanging
if
by a
we're
thread.
doing it. Like if we put the
Yeah.
work
it's not
in
going to go
to-
away while we're not. Like if we go do other
Yeah.
stuff, we won't
No.
come back, and it's like
No.
gone.
No, because presumably this thing's
Okay.
been adrift for a long time. So if it would have
Yeah.
happened, it would have happened already.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's kind of like this. Well, it only would happen if there's like, if you take space, like the mechanics of it, if it's pushed with an amount of force, and the pod may actually give it that force to
Yeah.
force it into a drift. That's what I was
No.
like.
No.
Oh,
Long
I
story
see.
short, these pieces of the ship have essentially stabilized where they are.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Good
Let's
question.
find
Matt.
Magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
magic.
not-
No, I guess in my mind, there's still like conduits and like wires and shit
Yeah,
holding these pieces.
That makes
together.
sense then.
All right, so let's go ahead and like if there's like wires, then we could just like go across and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine.
Spacewalk it across.
Yeah, if there's wires, like that's perfectly fine. Like I am like 90% sure that Tucker is very comfortable doing that. Probably doing that all the time, going on the outsides of the ship, to kind of like repair holes. I feel like he would do that.
Okay.
And check me if I'm wrong, guys, but this is like how you guys make your living. You spacewalk onto salvage and cut it up with laser cutters. So it's second nature to you guys probably at this point. Bolden, do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are like you probably have like carabiners on like cables connected to your vac suits, and you like clip it onto like wires, and you float your way over to room 19, which is just, it should hold the other pieces of warp core or warp drive, but it's suspiciously absent, and it's kind of like an empty hull of ship. But then there's the door to the one of the ship's engines,
which looks nuclear.
No.
It's pronounced nuclear. And then God damn, I lost my train.
Sorry, Matt.
No, it's okay. I love that. It's pronounced nuclear. There is a probably almost like boring frigate engine and thruster here. With a good roll, Tucker, you could salvage this.
Oh shit! Oh snap! They got an 1823 ZX4 engine.
Ooh.
Oh snap!
Keep it in your pants, Tucker.
Yeah. You're gonna punch a hole in your suit, Tucker.
Oh. I could find probably like I could take the time to kind of figure out what I could take from this to kind of patch us up.
Yeah, I think this is a jury rigging roll.
Okay, let me go ahead and get on my character sheet. This is an intelligence, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I would imagine.
You get any
45
bonuses?
success.
Yeah, you could definitely fix up the Marlowe's engine problem with what you find in here.
How long would I suspect it takes to take the parts off of this and apply it to the Marlowe?
Doing that plus the alien warp engine would be faster than waiting for the jump liner to come collect you.
Well, I just meant that, like, okay, cool. I was thinking more like, how long would it take to patch up to stop the leak so that we could prevent ourselves from losing any fuel? Would I feel like I have enough time to do that if I start right now?
Yep, it would take a couple days.
Okay, cool. This is what I need, bitches. Let's go. And I get super excited. I start taking things apart.
Okay.
Can we help?
Okay. Yeah.
Get in the way.
So we're all just not like standing there, like.
Okay. So I think my question for you guys, this is going to be like the close of the session, at least for now. What's the plan here? So you guys are going to take the engine off the salvage to fix up the Marlowe. And then you are going to be moving the warp, the jump drive, and the navigational console to the Marlowe.
Yeah,
I think so.
And we still have to look for the actual cargo that we're looking
and
for.
the black box, captain's logs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the jump drive and the navigational equipment is going to be loaded as cargo, not as like you're not putting it on your ship. You're
Absolutely
storing it on your ship.
That's not my call, but that's what I'd do.
Oh, like are we installing it or are we storing it?
I thought
exactly.
Okay.
Are you installing it or are you
That's
storing
a
it?
good question.
We're salvagers.
I thought we were installing the warp from this ship and onto the Marlowe because y'all like the idea of like endless fuel, like warping, I guess.
Well,
are we able to do that? Like, do we have the capabilities to?
I thought we did.
I think Dr. Smiley would be way the hell into like trying to make this work on the ship to see if we can get it to function.
I mean, I think we should do it.
Bad idea, but I think he would be
what
super
could go
excited.
wrong? This ship seemed like it was fine. We're fine.
They're okay.
They just got blown up. They're fine.
Well, I thought Matt said that from my role that it would have worked if I'm not mistaken.
You could absolutely put this on the Marlowe. Yeah.
Well, let's do it.
All right, well, let me
What's the
fix that
worst that
fuel
could
first,
happen?
and then we'll get to the engine, that warp, and then we could go into whatever shenanigans y'all want to fucking do.
Shenanigans. Okay, then I think that's how we're gonna leave it tonight. Is
Okay.
you guys pivot to like let's stop exploring the FLD for now, and put fix the Marlow and upgrade the Marlow basically.
Woo!
Upgrade in quotation marks.
Tucker's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, that this is like a project that would take a couple days anyway.
Yeah.
So
This
in the
is what
meanwhile,
you
you guys
get
are
when
just
we
gonna
have a
stay like
group of
adrift
scientists.
around the.
Yeah, well, we have a whole team of scientists, not even one guy who's the muscle to protect us.
Okay.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks,
That's how
Matt.
we'll leave it, and we'll schedule for another session down the line.
Fantastic.
Woo!
All right, I had a lot of fun. This was very
Yeah.
different sort of mothership. Usually we're on like a mothership module, so this is
Yeah,
different.
one of
Yeah,
us is usually
I'm
dead
liking
by now.
this.
Awesome.
Now tell me the encounter cards you're using.
Oh, it's the same thing. I don't know if you asked me at Gen Con, but it's called the Apprentice deck.
The
Is it coming to
Apprentice
focus?
deck.
Oh, I
Let me
remember seeing
try.
that.
Put your hand behind it.
Well,
To
I'm on
focus.
manual focus because it was being hinky.
You showed me this, didn't you, when I was at Gen Con? For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. There we go. So it gives me bad odds, yes, no answers for bad, even, or good, a difficulty number, and then these are backwards. These are all dice rolls. And then for your some prompt words, and then senses, like things that you hear, feel. You get the idea. Some names,
Yeah.
some random names. Um, loot, and then a catalyst for an event and where it happens, the location, and then a virtue and advice.
So they're
The name-
Game Master decks.
Yeah, Game Master Apprentice. And then I had, so this is the sci-fi one. I have like a
Yeah.
generic one. This is like fantasy leaning. And
Nice.
then I also picked up, because I love using these for like everything. This is like a Call of Cthulhu general horror
Ooh.
one. And then the
Ah.
cyberpunk one is another favorite of mine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
For example, what was the name of the raider ship? Do you guys remember? Because that came off of a
That.
virtue and a vice. I just put them together for the name of the ship. It was like loyalty and greed or something like that.
The greed and
yeah.
loyalty.
Yeah, greed and loyalty. It was just the virtue and vice off the card.
Okay. Nice.
And
Cool.
so did the name Marlowe came off of a card too. And then for the whole ship combat, I was just rolling. Like, did they spend fuel? I said it was likely for the first one to like get on you guys, and then bad for the second one because they were fucked up by the first one. Yeah, so I like those a lot. You can get them on as PDFs on Drive-Thru RPG for pretty cheap. I don't know how you would use PDFs, but you can get them printed off there too.
Print them off myself on cardstock. Do that
Yeah,
with
you could-
PDFs, I guess.
Yeah, put them in card sleeves with like baseball cards or something like that.
Is it a
Yeah.
deck?
Yeah, it's a whole deck.
Oh, okay.
The weird thing about them is that they're double-sided. The author said that by making them double-sided, you like exponentially increase the amount of results.
Yeah.
But it makes them kind of weird to like I always like burn the first card in the deck, like otherwise you're looking at it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the one thing I wasn't prepared for when they arrived in the mail. They're double-sided.
I bet that's a cool thing though.
It is. Okay, guys, we'll get on the scheduling channel for resolving this expedition. This was a lot of fun for me. I appreciate you guys sticking around for learning ship combat in real time. It was a little
Thanks for
different.
hosting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for the game. This was fun. Thanks everybody else too. I had fun.
Same.
Good night, everybody.
Woo! No one died.
See y'all.
Yeah.